Again, my name is Ginger Buchanan. I'm the Food Service Director for Huntley Project Schools in Warden, Montana. And we have a brand new guest chef today, Mr. Casey Erb from US Foods, and I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Oh, thanks, Ms. Buchanan. Like she mentioned, my name is Casey Erb. I'm the food fanatic chef for US Foods based here out of Billings. And I'm here today because Ginger asked me to help her showcase some locally produced products for the school body here. And how many people is that?
We have just under 800 kids here that we feed.
Wow, that's a formidable task. And how many meals a day?
We do probably around 600 at lunch and about 200 to 250 at breakfast.
Wow. So they do quite a lot of work here. And so what I do generally, whether it's schools, restaurants, is I just try to help find the right product, help you implement it, help you work with it. And so today I think we're going to be taking a little bit of a trip around Montana because we have some really nice locally produced items, don't we?
Yes, wonderful stuff. So we have local beef from right here in the Yellowstone Valley, and I'll let Casey explain what else we've got.
Yep, so we are going to be implementing these local products in a very traditional meat sauce and pasta, or a pasta bolognese if you want to get real fancy with it. So we have some pasta that was actually made and produced here in Montana. We also are featuring a breadstick on the side of this dish from our great friends at Grains of Montana right here in Billings.
I'm really excited, so let's get started.
All right, so to start this recipe off, Ginger has got us about 100 pounds of ground beef in this steam kettle, right?
That's right.
And this came from the local market here, a local purveyor?
Right. A local producer here, right here in the Yellowstone Valley.
That's awesome. I love the fact that we're able to find these products and showcase them for the students here at Huntley. So what we've done is we obviously have 600 meals that we're going to make today for lunch. So this isn't your typical meat sauce. So what we're going to have to do is break this recipe into different segments. So right here we have the beef that we've started to sear, and in a little bit we're going to add our tomatoes to that, and we're going to simmer that for a few hours, right?
That's right.
In this pot right over here, what we're going to end up doing is cooking off our vegetables, and then we're going to boil off our pasta in separate stages, and we'll show you all that process along the way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is start our aromatics, and these are basically just our vegetable component of the final sauce. So I have a bunch of carrots, a bunch of onions, and a bunch of garlic. Over here I have a bunch of heated extra virgin olive oil that we are going to sweat all these vegetables together. We're going to mix them up, cook them down really nice, and then we're actually going to puree these together to go into the sauce final, because I know, like, my daughter doesn't like to see any little pieces of onions in a pasta dish that I make, so I got to cut them super small or grind them up like we do here. So to do that, I'm going to start out with my carrots. Try not to make too much of a mess in your kitchen here. I'm going to add my onions. And then my garlic. We're going to sweat all this down for about 15 minutes until the vegetables just start to get a little bit soft. Then we're going to add in tomato paste and cook that down with the vegetables, and that's going to really open up those aromatic qualities of the tomato paste. All right, so we've added our tomatoes to our ground beef. What we're going to do is we're going to shut the lid on this after I give it kind of a quick stir here. And what that's going to do is it's going to help the connective tissue in the beef actually break down and become really tender. This is known as a braise because it's a combination cooking method where, to begin, we had really high heat and we rendered this beef out. And now we are lowering the temperature. We're adding a lot of moisture, and we're going to cook it low and slow for a few hours until that connective tissue really breaks down. So that's what we're going to be doing over here. Over here, I have my vegetables that I've been sweating down. I've added a bit of tomato paste too. And what that tomato paste is doing right now is it's kind of caramelizing to the bottom of the pan. This is converting a lot of the natural acidity in tomatoes to sweetness. So this has been cooking down on the bottom here for just a couple minutes. It's got a little bit of stickiness to it, so our next step is to deglaze. Deglazing is adding a liquid to the bottom of a pan, not too much to bring the temperature down, but just enough so that it picks up all those caramelized little bits off the bottom of the pan. And that's all flavor, so that's something that we really want. So I'm gonna just take some water here. Just enough to deglaze the bottom. And that's picking up all that flavor from the bottom of the pan. From here, we're going to take these vegetables, we're going to puree them and fold them into this sauce, and we'll cook it all together for a couple hours right before lunch. So now what I've done is pureed the vegetables once they were cooked down, and we've simply just transferred them into the sauce, and we're going to continue to stew this down for the next couple hours, right? Perfect.
Right.
So the next thing we'll get to see is some of that great local pasta that we've been talking about. So the next part of this dish that we're going to be serving to these wonderful students today is a locally made breadstick. This is grown, milled, and baked here in Montana. The wheat for these products actually comes from up near Nashua, up by Glasgow. And then once it's harvested, it's actually transported to Great Falls where it's milled there. And then it comes down here to Billings where our friends over at Grains of Montana produce this and a bunch of other really great local products. So I figured this would probably be the best product for us to serve with a pasta dish today. Okay, so obviously the next step in this pasta dish is going to be to actually cook the pasta. This is another great local product that we are featuring today. This is Penne Pasta coming to us from a company called Pasta Pasta based out of Great Falls. This is another great product that is actually grown, milled, and produced here in Montana. So pretty straightforward. We have a pretty big steam kettle full of water here. I'm going to try not to hurt myself with. And then we're just going to pour this in because this is some nice hot salted water. And we'll let that cook for about 10 minutes. So we've prepped and we've baked off all of our ingredients, right? I think we got a pretty straightforward dish here, but it's going to be delicious and it features a lot of great local products. So I'm just going to make a quick little tray here. Take some of our wonderful cooked pasta, and I'm going to take some of our flavorful, delicious looking meat sauce, and finish it off with a gorgeous breadstick.
Well, Casey, we really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for bringing this to Huntley Project Schools. We will implement this as a new recipe here at Huntley Project, and we will also add vegetables and local milk from our local milk company, and we just really appreciate you coming today, Casey.
Of course, I'm glad I could help.
Thank you.
Thank you.